proper. What the hell, Eddie?
Nothing. Just doodling.
I see that. So, after going beneath the manor proper, you fine gentlemen accosted the poor ruffians who were going about their days, being absolutely innocent and law-abiding folk, and brutally killed all of them, before killing their pet, throwing some of them into a death murder pit. Speaking to a suave as fuck rat, whose master you then promptly murdered like the bunch of murder hobos that you are. And then you went back to town to go and enjoy your murder rewards. Mostly involving copious amounts of booze in case of the dwarf. The town, for the time being, has been saved from the mysterious forest fire that had somehow started. Not having burnt down. Most of the town guard, or many of the town guard, I should say, perished in the subsequent fighting against the Red Brand ruffians, who attempted to take control of the town during the chaos. The mayor of this small town also perished in the ensuing fighting, leaving the tavern owner to step up and try and keep the order. And he, over the next few hours, kind of became the de facto leader of the village, seeing as nobody else was really going out of their way to really take control of the situation. And now that the flames have been doused, the ruffians put the sword, nobody's really seen fit to change things, leaving a very harried, very confused, but practical man to see to the town's well-being for the time. Vanguard, I don't know what you've been doing in the meantime. I don't know if you've been carousing with the dwarf.
No, I've been helping clear rubble.
All right. You've been clearing out rubble.
Being helpful.
Generally being a law-abiding citizen. The dwarf, I can only assume, has been in some kind of alcohol coma after all 7 of his livers failed due to massive alcohol consumption, seeing as he got unrestricted access to the inn stores.
Yeah,
he must have been drinking. And Letty, tell us about your new character.
My new character is a cleric of well, he doesn't know it's actually Groom. She's just called Big Orc, and he's an orc. He's an orc storm cleric, or was it storm, thunder, some kind of that kind of word. As orcs normally are, he is very big, very muscly, and not very smart. He's also not a sight to behold. Usually wearing these deep blue robes under which there is a cobbled together splint mail armor.
Right, and what's your weapon of choice?
The weapon of choice is this a warhammer. That is, like with the rest of my appearance, like a rusted out what might have at some point just been a sledgehammer. Like chipped, decayed, rusted. Probably will give you tetanus if you get hit by it.
That's if it doesn't kill you.
If it doesn't kill you, of course.
Okay. So, following this forest fire and the subsequent battle, for the last few days, you fine gentlemen have all been taking it easy. Except for Vanguard, who's been tirelessly clearing rubble because he's a beep robot man.
It's what I do.
You've been taking it easy at the Stone Hill Inn, resting, recuperating, and mostly living large off of the goodwill that you've garnered from the town in defending them and dealing with the nest of these people that were seeking to do them harm. Lady, even yourself, normally a race held under suspicion, kept careful watch on, and quite often stoned and chased out of towns, kind of orc, has managed to find a measure of relaxation in the town after battling with some of the ruffians who, thinking you another villager, tried to accost you, and you showing them that what their entrails and their breakfast and possibly lunch look like. have also somewhat earned a bit of fame in the town. People not exactly forgiving you for your ancestry, but people are no longer spitting in the street when you're walking by. They're willing to live and let live in your case. Or live and, not get murdered by orc.
Of course.
As the days passed into weeks, 1 week passes, 2 weeks pass. And every day, cloud cover gets thicker, thicker, thicker. And it starts to rain. At first, just a drizzle. Then a soft, soaking, steady rain, turning the muddy roads and farm paths into shallow lakes. But the rain keeps on going and gets heavier and heavier. And by the end of the second week, most of the rivers have burst their banks and are flooding. And most houses have actually been flooded as well inside the town of Handalen. People having to prop up their beds and tables on stones, or many of them that have lofts, barns, actually having to move and live up in the lofts alongside their animals where possible. It's becoming a problem. People are unable to keep their livestock dry. The crops are essentially ruined at this point. People salvaging what they can from the watery plantations. And on the morning of the second week, Stonehill innkeeper, watching the rain fall outside, comes to the group of you, getting ready for another day, weary labor out in the rain, Hippo, for yourself, and for the dwarf and orc to pass another day, diminishing the barrels inside of the inn greatly. Well, lads, I don't know if you've heard, but we got a little bit of a problem.
What was that?
Well, that would be the rain, likely gathered at this point. Spoke to one of the temple women. They said this isn't. Well, it isn't natural. Now, I'm not going to go ask you to fight the thunderstorm. Not that I don't think you'd make a good go of it, but I don't think it would help very much. We've got 2 problems. Well, we got more than 2 problems, but we've got a solution and a problem. Word has come to us from the nearby town of Old Elwell that a necromancer appears to have set up shop nearby. Now, the priests tell me that folk like that are right nasty, very often dabble in dark doings. They could stir up a storm like this for all sorts of purposes. So, we can either go find out if it is him, and if it is him, get him to leave, and if he doesn't want to leave, well, I'm sure you can guess what needs to be done. Or, secondly, well, there's a little problem. You see, just a ways outside of town, there lives a banshee, she. And she's called Old Agatha. And Old Agatha, even though she doesn't much care for folk visiting her, has been known to answer questions. So, if it isn't this necromancer, well, go and ask the banshee who is the source of this rain, this weather, and get it sorted. Now, of course, I ain't asking you to do this from the goodness of your hearts. I know some of you are mighty fond of coin, and people are still feeling might generous after what you did for them a few weeks ago. So, I'd be willing to pay you a sum of 200 gold pieces each. If you can find the source of this rain, put an end to it. What say you, my tall friends?
So, stop raining. Yeah? And, alright.
And
Maybe
ask Ghost Lady
necromancer.
and maybe Necroman. That's it. What about you, Dwarfland? You feel up to abandoning the battles?
I accept. We could go to the Banshee first, ask some questions.
Well, be careful though. Only ask her one question. If you ask her more than one question, you might take a nibble out of it.
One question each, or one question,
question.
for the group?
A single question. If you bring her a gift or charm her in some fashion, you might relent to give you a second. But I have whole tales. Old Hob went out, asked her a question, then, unthinkingly, asked her a second, didn't think she'd answer, made all his hair fall out. And that was her being kind. So if I was you, I'd think mighty carefully about how you're going to ask your question. What about you, Vanguard?
This rain is causing me to rust slightly.
Aye, I thought I smelled something. So you will travel to this town?
If there are people in need, then yes.
Well, I suppose rightly we're the people in need. I'd say pack what you need. Go see Bartley at the general goods store if you need gear. Probably sell it to you at a discount at this rate, because nobody's coming in town anymore this damn rains. And then, head out. I suppose if we see the cloud breaks, we know that you've been successful, eh? Well, what are you standing around for? What you want to do?
Vanguard is
yeah.
packing his stuff.
Bet and stuff.
Let's go to that general store.
Yeah, get some food.
All right. You guys push open the front door of the tavern. Door creaking open, and actually pushing a little bow wave of water out, away from it. The Stony Hill Inn actually being built slightly elevated above the ground, but even so, water is starting to run into the tap room, filling the floor with about an inch of water. And it's only going to get worse with time. You splash your way out into the rain, and the roads are nearly deserted. But here and there, you can see people going about their day, wide brim hats, oil-soaked leathers, and just moving in a half crouch, wading with those peculiarly long strides people take when moving through the water on unsteady terrain. You make your way to Bartleby's General Goods, and you see that the interior of the store is completely flooded. There's a good foot of water inside of his store, and many of the goods have actually been put on quickly hammered nails, improvised racks, higher up to try and keep them dry. And you can see that the man himself is actually sitting on top of the counter, the water having come up to most of the chairs that are in the interior of this village. Hello.
Alright.
Oh, you're a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what can I do for you, lads?
Need those, travel rations?
Oh, yeah, I managed to actually. I got some.
Oh.
See him actually reach overhead, and he has a bag, a hemp bag. Appears to be bulging. That's just hanging from a nail that's been hammered into the woodwork. All right. How long do you need rations for? A few days? A few weeks? How far are you lads traveling?
I started like counting in my head, and I'm like, a small one. How many days is that again?
I'm gonna ask the general goods, Bartleby, I guess. Do you know how far the Banshee is from here?
Oh, You're heading to Old Elwell. Well, probably about a week's travel on foot. Well, that would be normally. Don't know how long it'll take you in this weather, to be honest with you. Say double rations? 2 weeks rations?
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
All right. He starts laying out the rations on the counter in front of him. And very soon he's got a small pile of them set out. All right. Anything else?
Do you have any fine cheeses?
Any flying what?
Fine cheese.
Oh. He glances over at the cellar. Possibly, although what if you would have to go swimming to get it, to be quite honest with you?
Oh, that's okay.
He points at the corner where there is a trap door that you can just barely make out under about a foot of water.
Do you have anything perhaps that is good against banshees?
Well,
That they
I got
like
some
or hurts them?
spades, a couple of hoes. Oh, a pole hauler. I think I got a sack of grain left.
I see.
Oh, what about a storm lantern? It's a storm outside.
Might be good for you, Vanguard, since you can't see in the dark well.
I require WD-40.
Okay, hold on for me. Let's see if you've ever heard of WD-40. Sorry, friend, can't say I've ever heard of it. That's some kind of alchemical mixture.
Yes. Warforged deruster. 40 milligrams.
Oof, you're gonna have to travel into the larger towns to try and find something like that. Don't know if they're to build something like that in these parts.
Unfortunate. I'll take the lantern.
Right, you want some oil to go with that? I think I still have a few flasks left.
Yes.
Alright, takes out a couple of flasks, puts them on the table, purses his lips, looks at them and goes, it should be about 15 gold. I say, crazy. Say 17 silver pieces all told.
I give him a gold.
I don't think I have change for this.
Keep the change. You will need it in these trying times.
Oh! Oh, that's mighty nice of you. Thank you.
I also pull out an egg. Can I interest you in an egg in these trying times?
Where did you get that?
Pocket.
I mean, before it was in your pocket.
Chicken.
It's. I don't mean to be impolite, but no, thank you. I think we're all good on the eggs front.
I put the egg back in my pocket.
I don't even want to.
I just look curiously at the Warforged and like have the idea that there's now a chicken inside of him. But I don't want to be rude to the giant robot man and ask, is there a chicken inside of him?
Okay. Very polite orc, apparently.
Him is that kind of orc.
Oh.
Him is that kind of orc.
He took some lessons on how to acting the Umi towns, just so you know. He wouldn't have to
so
start
he can blend.
crumping. Yeah, he tried to blend in.
Excellent. Well, is there anything else for you fine gentlemen? Or will it just be the rations and the lantern for now?
Yeah, I think that's it.
New
That's it
dwarf
for
man?
me.
Anything for the hangover?
No, that's it.
All right. Well, best of luck.
How much do we owe you for the rations?
17 silver. But if your Warforged pal is paying, then I guess you can have it free of charge.
Barnaby's gonna shrug. Sounds good to me.
All right. So you guys pack your ration, step outside, and get ready to hit the road to Old Owl Well. What kind of marching order are you gentlemen doing, and how many hours per day would you like to travel?
I will go
the
first
holy
to
ship.
like push out mud, and I can walk unlimited. So it's up to these organics.
Before we leave, should we try and find a boat? Like, a carnival one. Small boat. No? Alright.
Are there any boats nearby?
Yeah.
Who are you? You're asking Bartleby. Bartleby. You're asking the general goods guy.
Well, I was asking Vanguard while we were outside.
I would not know where a boat would be.
Probably near the river.
Oh, well.
We could attempt to get a boat. I could probably just carry it when not needed. I doubt I could carry a boat big enough for all three of us, though.
No, I could also carry it with you. But, yeah, it could be a bit awkward.
Do we have a map?
You have a idea?
Can we get to where we're going via river?
Via river? No. You know that it's an inland area that you're going to. Landlocked. Unfortunately, there's no rivers in that particular area. In fact, Vanguard, as a caravan guard, you would have probably known or passed through the ruins of Old Elwell in your travels. It's a bit of a landmark that, in so much as that the town itself has been long since destroyed. And the road actually meanders through the center of this village. And you can just barely here and there see the remains of structures that are decades, maybe even centuries old. And that have been overgrown, torn down, and humbled by the passage of time.
So a boat wouldn't be very helpful.
Unless it keeps raining and you guys could just sail up the road to the fucking village, I guess.
Well, we kind of need it to not be raining. We need to stop it from drowning this whole town. We should probably just easiest to walk.
Yeah. I was only asking because, if it keeps raining, I might need a boat. But, yeah, let's just head out.
Alright. So, who takes the lead? It's Vanguard, and who's in the middle, who's in the back?
I
I'll go anywhere.
guess, take the middle?
Right, and the dwarf man bringing up the
better because I
rear.
realized all of us are rather beefy boys.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So, you guys set out trudging through the, at first, ankle and in some places knee-deep mud, heading to the ruins of Old Owl Well, a town who, in earlier years, carried the name Coneybury. You take the Tribord Trail, heading deep past the desolation caused by the recent forest fire, and into the more unmolested areas. The rain, a continual companion, and slowly but surely, fading to more of a background sound as you become used to the constant rain and thunder and drizzle and drip of the woods all around you. You head into the forest, the edges of it still blackened and scorched, where the forest fire was contained, and head deeper. After a few days, you start getting to an older part of the forest, keeping to the trail where you. Forest itself grows dark and still as the trail winds deeper into the trees. Heavy vines and thick layers of moss drape the branches, and the air is noticeably colder than it was coming into the forest. Rounding a bend in the trail you follow, you see a screen made from warped branches of trees standing close together, woven into a dome-like shelter in the shadows. A low doorway leads inside. At the very bottom of this door, you spot a line of moss-grown stones. Something that you only gradually realize the remains of a wall. It seems that you have made your way to Agatha's lair, as if led there by some unseen hand, twisting the path. So, what do you gentlemen do?
I feel like this may be the place.
Looks pretty spooky to me.
Who is going to be the designated question asker?
What's the question?
Presumably,
Alright, what should we ask?
who is causing this rain? Alternatively, where is the person causing this rain? Please offer feedback on my choices of question.
Well, I mean, I suppose knowing where they are is better.
Yeah, if we ask who, we just get a name. We don't know where they be.
So the question is going to be, where is the one causing this rain?
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Can I even fit through the door?
It's not a door as such, it's more of a doorway made from these woven branches, but yes, you can fit inside. Are you the only one going inside, or are all three of you going inside?
Yeah, I think so. At least I'm going in.
I'll wait by the door to make sure no one comes in.
All the way. A home of sorts is sheltered within the dome of woven branches. It is sparsely furnished with chests, shelves, and a table, and a reclined couch. All of it old of it very clearly of elven craft. The air itself grows cold, and a powerful feeling of dread grips you. Cold, pale light flickers in the air, rapidly taking on the form of a female elf. Her hair and robes waving in spectral wind. She might have been beautiful once, but a hateful expression twists her features now. Foolish mortals! She snarls. What do you want here? Do you not know that it is death to seek me out?
Greetings, Banshee.
I have a name.
Greetings, Agatha.
You see her form shudder at the sound of her voice.
We have
Very
a
well.
question.
Very well. I know that you seek many things. Ask me one question.
Where is the one causing all of this rain?
She looks at you. That is your question?
Yes.
Is that the entirety of your question?
Yes.
She smiles. You can see that her teeth are needle points. Head to the ruins of Old Thunder Tree. There you will find cause downpour.
Question asked. Thank you, Agatha the Banshee.
She smiles at you and comes a little bit closer, and she reaches her hand out as if to caress your very unusual looking face. What do you
Can
do?
I offer you an egg in these trying times?
She stops. Looks at you. That is one question too many.
Oh no!
Bartleby! The door slams shut in your face, leaving you standing outside the entrance of this rough room made of woven tree
Oh
branches.
no, he's drawing something that's no good.
Nope.
It's not my fault that you ask so many questions. The interior has got some nice cupboards and doors, furniture and such. You just go find my Banshee model quickly.
Well,
So, I would like you gentlemen to roll initiative for me. And then Vanguard and get it like you.
yee. I rolled a 5.
9.
I also got 5.
Okay. Put yourselves on the initiative tracker. All right. You see her smile, Hippo. And her incisors actually grow in length. And the temperature inside the room notices a drop. Well, dear boy,
Oh,
tell
no.
me. How are you going to get out of this predicament?
Allow me to converse with my colleague.
Is that a third question?
No, it was a statement.
My. Tempus fugit, sweetlings.
If it was a question, I would have put, please allow me to, but I did not. I just stated, allow me to. Not asking a question, but merely stating that was my intent.
I guess Barnaby's gonna just start smashing down the door, or trying to, I guess.
Oh, my. It seems gentlemen callers are at the door. As you smash your axe a second time into the door, you see the door yank open. I would like for you to make a dexterity saving check for me, please.
Do I have advantage on that because of danger sense?
It's not a trap or an attack. The door is just literally yanked open in front of you unexpectedly while you are chopping at it. Also, time is up, Hippo. You have made a very unconvincing Oof.
3.
oof. Door opens. Bartleby, you are yanked inside by an unseen force. The door shuts, Banshee disappears, and the room itself goes pitch black. As in, you cannot even see your hand in front of you. You hear a voice. So, what do you guys do?
Panic.
I feel like a mistake has been made somewhere.
Mistakes may have been made.
Decisions could have been made better.
You guys hear a groan in the darkness. And you hear something heavy and wooden come sliding across the ground towards you. What do you do?
I start walking in a direction I think the door is in.
Alright. Backpedal away from this voices around you. Get to the door. Oops, wrong person. And tug. The door remains firmly closed.
The door appears to be stuck.
It's not opening.
Can I attempt to try and find my lamp?
Sure, make a dexterity check for me in the darkness as you fumble and try and find the light. Barnaby and Gididid, what are you guys doing?
Nothing at the moment.
14.
What's your armor class, Gididid?
17.
7. Ooh, that's pretty good armor class. Hippo, 14. Alright, you fumble out the lantern. Just get the lamp flowing, get the wick doused in oil, light it, and nothing. You can feel the heat of the flame. You can hear the wick quietly under the voices. But you don't see any light.
Can I try and figure out, am I blinded or is this like magical darkness?
Sure, how would you want to go about trying to figure that out? Also, you said armor class 17, hey?
Yes.
Cool, a bookshelf is thrown at you.
Oh no.
You take 2 points of damage as you are bowled over and knocked from your feet as an entire bookcase is just slammed into you from the darkness. Bartleby, what's your armor class, boy?
13.
The lounging chair comes scraping out of the darkness, flung at you with unseen force. You take 3 points of damage as you are bowled over by this thing and actually driven into the wall by this chair thrown at you. You feel while you're on the ground a voice. Well, I should say a voice. I should say a cold, clammy finger reach through your armor and run its finger down your bare chest.
Oh. Bad touch.
Vanguard, what are you doing?
Magical darkness. A very dishonest form of warfare. I attempt to start kicking the door.
Alright, make a strength check for me. Liddy, what are you doing to try to determine what type of darkness it is?
Well, no, I'm just trying to figure out, am I blinded or am I, or is this some kind of weird ass
Okay.
darkness?
How are you trying to determine that?
How would I try and determine that?
Oof.
Oh, how would I try and determine that? I don't even fucking know.
Do you have dark vision?
Yes.
Okay. You see nothing with your dark vision. Hippo, you managed to kick a hole in the door. And outside, you can see the pale, overcast, dreary sunlight. But the interior does not lighten. It's as if you literally stick your hand out of a boundary, and beyond that boundary is light and hope, but the interior is still dark.
I have created a small opening over here. Please make your way towards it.
Bartleby, what are you doing?
I'm gonna walk over to the door and start whacking at it with the Vanguard.
Alright, so you both are like hacking at the door at the moment. Make a damage roll for me, both of you. Since I assume that both of you will be able to actually hit a door.
Oh, wow.
Git, what are you doing?
I started like walking towards them, but instead of like starting to go back at the door, I'm just kind of like trying to hear or feel or anything if something's trying to get close to me, and then immediately whack it when it gets close.
Make a perception check for me.
And it's 6 damage.
Wow, 8.
6 damage, Hippo. Alright, and what about you, Bartleby? Barnaby?
Am I able to use my Great Weapon Master feat to do the -5 to attack, but then I do +10 damage to the door?
Sure, why not?
All right, I got 13 then. 15.
Alright. So between the two of you, you managed to bang the door off of the hinges. Git! You extend your orcish senses, finely tuned over a lifetime of murder, mayhem, and battle in your savage tribal society, and utterly fail to detect the bookshelf flung at you, books and all. You take 1 point of damage as it impacts your mail and almost throws you off your feet. Stumbling back. What would you like to do?
Hmm. I'm just gonna walk to the door where these guys are hacking at the door. Can I see the light if I'm close by?
If you stick your hand outside, light. If you pull it back in a few inches to the interior of the room, darkness.
Okay.
It's as if there's a well-defined border in which light just simply ceases to exist.
Can I remember what the walls were made out of? Like from the outside.
The entire structure looks like it was made from woven together tree branches.
Okay. I would like to take a step back, since I remember that. And then... can you use this against structures? I'm sorry, I'm just looking over a spell.
Good. Vanguard, what are you and Barnaby doing?
Continuing to kick the door.
Alright, between the two of you, you managed to kick the last pieces of door out of the frame. What do you do?
Leave the room.
So what, you just step outside?
Yes.
You're not running away?
I'm stepping out of the room.
Okay, Barnaby, what are you doing?
I will join Vanguard.
Good, I'd like you both to make dexterity saving throws for me. Lady, what are you doing?
I probably heard them like crash the door open. I'm just like, oh, okay, never mind. I'm not gonna do
13.
that. And like start hitting and like see enough to like peek out for like I go.
Alright. Hippo, that's a fail. Barnaby, what did you roll?
7.
Okay,
Anyways.
Git, you start hitting for where you think the door is. You stumble in the darkness as two forms are yanked back past you into the interior. I'd like you both to make athletics checks for me, please.
$16.
What check was that?
Athletics.
8. Oh no, not 8.
8.
Hold on, no, that's 14. Whew.
14. Barnaby, you managed to avoid the sudden burst of tree limbs growing out from the ground, grasping at your limbs. Vanguard, you, however, are not so fortunate, as a cocoon of tree limbs actually envelop you and hold you down on the ground, preventing you from moving. Get in it. What are you doing?
I heard like a couple of whooshing sounds go past me.
Mm-hmm. And you also got jostled by something in the darkness going past you.
What happened to my nicely lit lamp?
It's still not. It's still lit. It's just not providing any light.
Oh yeah, I'm
whatsoever
just wondering
inside
if
the
it's still in
darkness.
one piece.
Oh yeah. It's a storm lantern. It's a fairly robust piece of equipment.
Who do you guys?
I'm on the floor. Am I on the floor?
Oh.
You are
Yes,
on
I
the
can
floor.
confirm I'm on the floor.
I'm
Yes,
slightly in the
they're all
room.
Do not attempt.
What's it, Liddy?
Do not attempt to leave.
Good attempt to leave.
Can we leave?
No,
please?
don't ask more questions.
Oh, they just don't stop, do they? Oh, indeed. Liddy, I'd like you to make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Excellent. That is a total of 19.
19. You feel a pair of cold lips press against your neck. The armor temperature in the room surrounding you actually dropping, your armor actually crackling with faint frost. And you feel necrotic energy rolling through your body. However, your hardy or constitution is indeed enough to shrug it off without any ill effects. But you get the feeling that if you weren't made of sterner stuff, that would have been very, very bad.
What?
Vanguard, your turn.
I attempt to extricate myself.
Okay, I need you to make an athletics check for me.
21.
Okay, get up on all fours, push against the bottom of the ground, you just burst branches all around you. You can actually feel tree sap pattering down on you as you push yourself free. What would you like to do with your movement action?
Run out of the door.
Okay, you run. Make a perception check for me to see if you can orientate yourself in the darkness.
12.
12. Alright. Just enough for you to skip it outside. Turn around and see the solid black wall where the engines must be. You can actually see the rain getting sucked slightly, the droplets getting pulled from their natural trajectory towards the entrance of the door that you've just burst out from. Barnaby, what would you like to do?
Seeing that Vanguard didn't get thrown back in, I'm also going to try to run out.
Well, you couldn't see anything.
I've made it outside! Run!
14.
14. Same deal. You manage to orientate yourself to the sound of the rain outside where it's a little bit louder and scurry outside at full speed, leaving us with Git. What are you doing, Git?
And those two don't. I wait a moment to see if those two get sucked back in.
Towards our voices, Git.
Take a moment to see if they come back.
Are you restrained?
Seeing as they don't, take a moment to wind up, I guess, and then try and run as well.
All right. You managed to make it the exterior. You guys getting far enough away from the door, stop feeling the unearthly pull that has yanked you back inside. You're left standing in the rain. Tired, a little bit shaken, but for the most part, unharmed.
Question-based
Well, that was
attacks.
something.
Very undignified.
I am all kinds of confused. What happens now?
Well, we do know where we need to go.
Aye.
Make a history check for me, Hippo, to see what you know about Thunder Tree.
14.
That's good enough. Seeing as you know this area fairly well. Thunder Tree is actually near a river. More specifically, it is a place where the Neverwinter River emerges from the Neverwinter Woods, and there is a village there. Village that was till very recently a prosperous community. However, about 30 years ago, a eruption from Mount Hotnau, north, completely wrecked Thunder Tree. And in the wake of the natural disaster, a plague of strange zombies swept over the area, killing or driving out almost everybody who survived the eruption. These days, most of the zombies have long since crumbled to dust, but strange magic still permeates the area and has mutated the local vegetation into new and dangerous forms. Very few people dare venture into that ruined village. Those that have to, for whichever reason, seldomly stay long.
Okay, well, I know where it is. It's a place that most caravans tend to avoid, so I've never really been there. But I know it's spooky. In the traditional sense.
Another spooky place. I don't want to have more of these weird ones where they're like, ooh, ooh. You're annoying.
I believe there were, as it was explained to me by a caravan driver, it's I think it's less so ooh and more
Oh, you mean a good crump?
yes. Whatever crump means.
You know, when you take a little, like a little skeleton-y thing, those like bony boys, you crump them. Goes crump. Sound.
I'm afraid I don't quite understand your primitive language.
Barnaby understands. He remembers fighting those skeletons last week. Making crump noises when we hit him.
Crump.
But yes, we will engage in this crump.
Oh, yeah, good. So,
Do you know how long it'll take to get there?
How long will it take us to get there? Oh, great brain of mine.
Oh, great brain! It is about, depending on weather, 3 to 5 days travel deeper down the Tribor Trail area that you guys are currently on.
3 to 5
Basically
days.
walking through Agatha's little hometown to get there.
Would we have taken a long rest by then?
Well, seeing as it's 3 to 5 days,
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're having 8 hours of sleep a night at
Okay.
least. Probably yes.
8
Probably
hours of fun, wet sleep in muddy
Oh.
ground.
I was just getting to the Constitution saves, lady.
Uh-oh.
I love it. Dylan's like, oh. So, what are your plans, gentlemen?
Walk.
Yep, we got a job to do.
Walk.
Oh.
And then crump. I haven't been doing enough crump. I don't want the big one to get angry. Need to do
Okay.
more crump.
So, you gentlemen walk as you may, crump when you can, and head deeper into the forest. Over the following months, years, and decades of travel, you guys will think fondly back to this time when I rolled absolutely fuck all on the encounters chart, and you guys don't have any danger or cost you along the road.
What a nice one.
I
Such
know,
a
right?
pleasant forest.
It's like all these things on this table, and I'm just rolling shit.
How very at odds
to visit
with
again
what
when
we
it's not
believed
raining.
would be in here.
Gradually, you approach the ruins of what was once the old Thunder Tree village. Gradually, the trail becomes an old, overgrown lane, winding between dilapidated buildings, choked in vines and brush. Ahead of you, in the middle of the settlement, rises a steep hill, upon which stands a stone tower with a partially collapsed roof and an adjoining cottage. A dirt road hugs the base of the hill, wends its way between the old stone houses, many of which are roofless ruins, with interiors open to the weather. Other buildings appear more or less intact. The whole place is eerily silent. A wooden sign is nailed to a post nearby, and it reads, "Danger! Plant monsters and zombies! Turn back now!"
Turn back now. Let's see.
And that is an overhead map for you gentlemen of what the ruins of Thunder Tree looks like. You have entered from the which side? Just get my ducks in a row here quickly. Here we go.
Vanguard.
You guys have entered from this side, closest to the initiative track. Nearest to you, you see a cottage. Cowering in the shadows of an old tree is a crumbled stone cottage with no roof. Weeds rampant.
We must be on guard, men. Plants and zombies.
Oh
What?
no.
Oh my.
You mean like we didn't know you means were so weak that you couldn't even deal with some plants.
They be strong plants. You ever see that plant that catches flies?
Well, we
It's like that, but 10 times more. Barnaby doesn't know, by the way.
Does
just-
Barnaby know?
Probably not. But I can roll, I guess.
He can know. I don't know. It's up to you. It's a bit of his background that he's a Venus flytrap enthusiast, and so be it.
Nah, he doesn't know. He's lived in a city most of his life.
it's still blood. Probably nothing.
So, Mentalgen, what do you do?
Wait, guys. Why are we here again?
To stop the rain.
Oh, we need the person who is making all this is somewhere here.
Yes, you have come here to crump.
Yeah. Well, I got. There hasn't been anything to crump, so forgot what I was doing. And I go to the nearest goddess looking for something to crump. Crump or take.
Crump or take? Sure, make a perception check for me.
I rolled a plus my perception. That is 13?
Yeah,
Yes,
you spot a
13.
chest, actually. Sitting in the corner of this little cottage. Very much at odds with the rest of its surroundings.
Mm,
The chest seems to be well oiled. Has black metal studs in the metal banding it, keeping it shut. And appears to be in excellent condition, at odds with the building that it's sitting in.
hmm. Well, nothing to crump here. Go to the next building.
What was
What are
in
you guys
there?
doing, Fang?
Oh, just some chest.
A chest, you say?
Yeah.
Well, material goods are of no interest to me. Let's explore these other buildings.
Right, are you guys staying over here, or are you guys sticking with Git Edit?
I just follow Git.
All in the order.
Oh yes, there's that
Okay.
chest.
That's a very well-oiled chest.
Quite.
No,
Okay.
it's in this building.
Git, you step into the blighted cottages. These ruined, side-by-side cottages look as though they might have been the home of a prosperous shopkeeper or a well farmer in their time. All that remains are collapsed walls and piles of debris. Several young trees have grown up in the midst of the ruins. What's your passive perception, Eddie?
My passive perception is 15.
Whew, that's pretty good. You notice something in the little home that you're standing in. You notice you're actually standing ankle deep in about 6 what appear to be humanoid plants attempting to do their best to remain unobtrusive.
What kind of plants? Sorry, I didn't get to the part.
Humanoid looking plants, only in the vaguest sense. Branches, leaves, twigs, vines forming a bipedal form.
Oi, Barnaby. Is there like Umi-looking plants?
Aye, tons of them. Barnaby doesn't know. He's just
It's
saying
always
that.
normal for this area.
Well, the sign said there'd be lots of plants, but there was a warning, so they may be evil plants.
No. Well, let's see how the crump. And I swing the. I take the
Ah,
sledgehammer because
yes.
I'm normally using it as a walking stick because I'm an orc and it's like a human-sized sledgehammer.
Mm-hmm.
And I just like bring it down on one of the plant's heads.
Sure, make an attack roll for me.
Wow. Excellent. That is not one tab. That is a total of brain 9.
9. Unfortunately, because it's at a little bit of a awkward angle, you swing, but you don't really get much power into the swing. And your hammer hits, and then rebounds off of the ground as you actually miss your target, jarring your arms. However, you do see 6 pairs of eyes suddenly snap open with a lambent green glow staring up at you. I'd like you gentlemen to roll initiative. Please. Trying to kill the
Another
poor
3.
twig blights that are
4.
just trying to just chill out, be all like fucking sleepy, and then you come and put a hammer
10.
on them. Really? Put your stuff on the thing.
I will stay here to represent 10, the in the middle number.
I got
Aw.
16, so I guess I'll go with 16.
Trying to find a good token to represent these guys.
I guess I'd be more okay then, if that's the middle.
Yeah, this is good enough, I guess. This is good enough, I guess.
Alright.
You're kind of standing on one of them, lady,
Ah.
at the moment. Okay, twig blights are all pretty shitty for their initiative. Okay, Barnaby. You see Git swing down at what appears to be a forest floor made of fallen leaves, vines, and branches and such, and miss, striking sparks from the stone floor beneath the loam. But you do see inside sudden specks of light appear around him, his eyes open. What would you like to do?
Do they look like they're aggressive?
They look like they were having a nice nap. Then some asshole came into their house and tried to kill them.
Can I even get in here, by the way? Because Vanguard's in the way.
You can squeeze.
Yeah, you can squeeze through.
Squeezing is a rule. You can do it. Although, if you're like trying to squeeze through a space of a hostile creature, you'll take like attacks of opportunity and like reduce your speed and all kinds of fun stuff.
Okay. I'll try to squeeze in.
Okay.
And just
You
attack this one right here.
So you just swing down and try and murder the poor twig creature lying on the ground. All right, make an attack roll for me.
Yep. $16.
That's a hit. Roll damage for me.
$14.
Yep, you just fucking dice it into tiny, 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 tiny chunks of kindling that will make excellent firewood.
Okay. And then as a bonus action, I'll attack this one too. Because I reduce that one to 0 hit points.
All right, go for it.
$18.
That's a hit.
$9 damage.
9 damage. All right, axe swinging down, whirling out, wickering, slicing, chopping, gouging, murdering. You kill another poor defenseless tree person. You monster. Anything else you'd like to do?
That's it.
Dear. Alrighty. Next up, who we got? Vanguard, what would you like to do?
In what kind of condition is this building?
Extremely dilapidated. Eroded and destroyed by the elements. It does not have a roof.
In an effort to make escape easier for them if they are overwhelmed by plants, I attempt to smash down this wall.
Sure, make a strength check for me. Try and push over the ancient stones that have stood the test of time for decades.
23.
Yeah, you fucking burst through that wall like the Kool-Aid man. What else would you like to do?
Just push the wall down to make it easier for them to get out, that's it.
Okay, let's see. The wall topples inwards, doesn't do any damage. Wow, that's pretty bad. One of the the stones composing the wall actually collapses inward and falls on top of the poor stone monster, wood monster, crushing it, leaving you, Git. No,
Ye-
actually leaving Git, about to get by a bunch of 3 people. Let's see. 2 more of them make their way from the other house. They're going to move in and attack Vanguard. And these 3 guys over here are going to swarm you, Git, and attempt to slap your shit. Because you attacked them
no.
unprovoked.
Oh no.
Monster. You monster.
Oh no.
Okay. So those 3 are going to swing at you, 2 are going to swing at Vanguard. Vanguard, what's your AC?
18.
And Lady, you're 17, right?
Yes.
Okay. Phew, that's pretty good. Vanguard. None of them managed to penetrate your tough, robot-y exterior. However, Git.
Oh no.
One of them manages to get a really good hit in against you.
Oh no.
A really good. Some might even call it a natural 20
Oh,
in
no.
a certain parlance. And you take 4 points of damage.
Oh no.
They don't do very much damage per hit. Alright. That is the Twig Blights.
Alright.
Next got up Git. What is Git doing?
I'm just gonna take my Warhammer, put it like next to my mouth and just say, Tiny Crump. And cast Word of Radiance.
Alright, roll damage for me.
No,
That's
that is... it's a 1d6, and all 3 of these druid, blights, whatever they're called, must make a Constitution saving throw.
Alright. Does a 5 pass?
No.
What about a 1?
No.
What about an 8?
No. But they're pretty lucky, as they take... All 3 of them take 2 points of radiant damage.
Alrighty. Barnaby, make a save for me as well, please, since you're quite close to your compatriot friendly
He does
fire.
not need to make one.
Is it only enemies?
I choose targets.
Ah, okay, good. I thought it was just an AoE.
Utter a divine word, and a burning radius erupts from view. Each creature of your choice that you can see within range must make a Constitution saving throw or take 1d6 radiant damage.
Excellent. You spare your dwarf compatriot a burning. Okay. You see the poor trees combust before the fire rapidly goes out in the soggy mess that is the rain. And they look like they're really just on the verge of death. Alright. Barnaby, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna walk around and attack this one.
Alright. Move about. Come in to swing at this boy over here.
14.
That's a hit.
Six damage.
Alrighty. That is enough between the burning and the chopping. You basically turn another one of the poor bastards into kindling.
Then I'll attack this one.
Alright, so you step up and swing at the next one. Make your attack roll.
19.
That's a hit. Roll damage for me.
15.
Maximum damage. You murderize that poor tree so hard you have a fucking lifetime supply of toothpicks right now. Alright. And that is you, I believe. Vanguard.
I turn around having felt some slight... Oh wow, I do a backflip! Wow, I'm not a War 3 now. I do a big backflip and bring my hammer down on a plant.
Sure, make a...
Attack. The attack is 19.
That's a hit. Alright, that's a hit.
Great weapon master, thank you. No, well, okay, that's not gone well.
That's not gone great. Eh, eh, eh.
Get out.
I missed damage.
8.
Okay, you smoosh one of them with your hammer, driving what appears to be its head down into the pelvis and just exploding it into a flurry of tree sap and branches.
And then I just turn and look disapprovingly at the other plant.
You frown at him disapprovingly, the green eyes glancing up at you uncomprehendingly. All right. Twigblight's turn. This little guy down here is going to attempt to stick a spanner in the works for your gears, Hippo. That would be a miss. No. Yes. It's a miss. And Letty, one of them is going to attempt to slap your orcish face.
Oh no.
17. That's a hit, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You take 4 points of damage
Oh no.
as the little guy gouges and throws itself at you in an absolute rage of leaves and roots and stabbing. Git, your turn. What would you like to do?
Item to crumpet.
Okay. Git smash.
That's 16 plus 6. So
That's an
What?
incredible hit. How
That's
much
a
do you roll
lot.
for the damages?
I rolled a d10.
Look at you.
And I rolled a 10
Oof.
plus 4. So 14.
Oof. You actually bat the thing out over the ceiling. It disintegrates midair and just... It's gone. Like, it didn't have a single chance in hell. Alright. Anything else you'd like to do?
I'm just gonna quickly check. Do I have any bonus actions I can do? No.
Okay, Barney.
Spells
The
now.
interior of the structure appears to be clean of murder blights at the moment. Vanguard is outside, busy menacing a boy. What would you like to...
So I know this guy's here.
You can definitely hear the sound of battle. Yeah.
All right, I'll walk out and seeing there's one remaining, I'll run up and attack it.
All right. Run outside, squeezing past Vanguard.
17.
17's a hit. Roll them damages for me.
6.
Yeah. You easily manage to crump the last of the poor tree people that were trying to have a good grow before Orc walked into their house and decided to smash them, leaving you standing outside in the drizzling rain. Weapons a little bit blunted for having smashed through the wooden beams, but for the most part unharmed.
Well, then didn't stop, so it wasn't these guys.
That was some good crumping.
Yep.
Good crumpin'.
Crump. And I go to the next build.
Okay.
Do I find
You find.
death?
You see a weathered signboard by the door of this large building that shows the faded image of a workhorse holding a flagon of ale. The building itself is sagging and dilapidated, but it is more intact than the ruins across the road.
You mean like this beer thing, right? Even your horses drink it.
I
Yeah. Almost
Sorry,
like as
pardon.
much as I like crumpet.
Warren's gonna walk in and check for some barrels of something.
Yeah.
Sure, make a perception check for me.
S- 18.
18. You don't find any barrels of ale. However, you do find 4 corpses that slowly start to stagger to their feet. The corpses are extremely decayed, positively antiquated looking zombies that have been exposed to the elements for a number of years. And they barely have enough flesh on them to be considered zombies. What would you like to do?
There's 3 of them.
It's 4 of them in total.
I'm gonna attack the closest one.
All right.
$20, not natural.
All right. That's an easy hit.
Oof, 5 damage.
That's enough to kill the zombie. Make a Constitution saving throw for me as it explodes into a cloud of spores and gases and bad times.
Is that poison damage?
No.
Oh no, chaos damage.
11.
11 is just enough to pass. You feel a fever suddenly attack your body, but get shrugged off by your hardy dwarven constitution. The other zombies are still trying to get up off the floor. It looks many of them are actually missing tendons, bones, and some places muscles that make it really damn hard for them to actually do anything effective. What would you like to do?
I'll attack the next one.
Okay, so you're just slowly going to hack them apart. Make 3 more constitution checks, please. What are you doing, Git?
Just watching him like slowly hack apart these creatures, and then get bored and start looking for more.
12.
Occasionally looking that he isn't getting
18,
himself.
17.
What was the third one?
18 and 17.
And the third one?
12.
12, alright. You managed to not inhale or be affected by any of the ashy powder that the bodies disgorge. And in fairly short order, you hack most of them to pieces. Git! You find a chest in excellent condition, banded with black iron studs. It looks remarkably similar to the one you saw in the first room.
Hey, Barnaby, these Yumi chests made them really well or something? Or they're all like, really good condition? It's kind of, weird.
It is made out of wood. Maybe it's some plant creature.
Oh.
Crump?
Plant don't crump well. They're more like squelch.
Aye.
Well, let's look for this, thing. Whatever it was.
Whatever it was.
Was there anything of interest in there? I heard a commotion.
Oh, there were some corpses. Barnaby there slapped them open. And then there was another one of those just things.
Another
Probably a
chest
plant.
thing?
Yeah, it looked like a really good condition.
A really good condition chest in a horribly run down town.
Yeah. Barnaby said they're probably a plant. So,
It'd be made out of wood.
Why don't you smash it and see?
because, we still need to get this whatever.
Very well. Onward.
Onward! It's funny to me.
I just passed through a couple of buildings, just like looking inside of them. Not like
Alright.
even going inside of them, just like trying to find this thing that we need to crump.
When you get to about here, you see that this building directly ahead of you, large building, has had a brightly colored tent drawn up over it to form a improvised roof. And all around it, see corpses shambling about. Much fresher and much more animate than the ones that was chopped to pieces by your comrade earlier. Doesn't look like they've attacked you. They're just kind of standing still in the rain at the moment.
I think there's a good crumpet over there. But there's also a tent. What do you guys think?
Well, that tent might be where the guy we're looking for is, or whatever is. We don't know if it's a guy.
But we're supposed to crump the thing, right?
Crumping would advance our cause, I guess.
Alright.
We should try and long-range crump them. And then crump them if they get
sneaky.
close. I think I'm beginning to understand your primitive language.
Primitive? Oh, whatever. Ranged crumping. As I attempt to try and remember how to arrange crump. First attempting to understand what range means.
Vanguard, do you have any ranged weapons?
You see one of the zombies reach up and then kind of just put its whole wrist in its nose and then scratch twice and then just pull its whole wrist out again. You can see its fingers kind of coming out of the top of its head when it does that.
I have a crossbow.
Aye. What about you, Git? Do you have any ranged weapons?
Well, I got this, and I pull out, like, a crossbow that's totally, like, way good quality for me to have. Well, I got this thing, don't really know how it, well, I know how it works, but it's kind of small. Doesn't make good crump. Don't like it.
Aye, so neither of you will need any javelins then.
No, I'm good. So, crumping, you gotta use them, what you call it, tactics.
Yes, we should engage them from a distance. And then, once we have thinned them out, they should be in range for us to crump.
Oh, well, that's simple. I don't know why these humans always say these tactics are difficult. That's pretty simple.
I may be humanoid, but I'm not a human.
Me too. I be a dwarf.
Yeah, you dwarf. Weird Yumi. Small Yumi.
I share no biological similarities to a human.
Well, you were built after Yumi, so you're Yumi. What should I use for range crumping?
Sudden war coming.
Can I move over here? 10-foot. Circular area. That hit all of them? Can I? I could see all of these guys, right? Like these have been something I've seen, right?
Yeah,
Correct.
you can see most of them. This is the only one that's kind of obscured at the moment.
Would it be? Should I use that already, or should I save that? So, what do they look? So, some of them are look like zombies, but some of them look like a little bit bigger or stronger. I'm
This
really
looks
just talking about this.
significantly larger. You recognize it. You've seen them before. It's an ogre. Well, it was an ogre at some point.
Hard. Is it a big crump? A hard crump?
Very big. Several hundred kilos of crump.
All right. It's probably my best crump for this. So I don't actually have that much crumping for my spells because I decided to go less for crump and more for support. I shall cast. Should I? What has a way better instead of that? Yeah, I'll do it. I cast Shatter, located on this zombie. So it's a 10 feet. I can shoot it at from 60 feet, and it's a 10-foot circle, so it should hit all three of these guys.
All right, and what does it do?
Must make a Constitution saving throw,
All right.
and then take 3d8 thunder damage on the field.
What's the DC?
DC is 13.
5,
has-
1, and 4.
Oh, wow. Can I have one more d8?
Sure. How many D8 you got?
I have two. Just needed the third one. Yay.
Oh, I copied the wrong person's dice. Whoops.
Got a nice tower now.
Actually, no. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my channel divinity, use destructive wrath, use channel divinity to deal maximum damage instead of rolling for lightning or thunder damage. And since this is thunder damage, I instead just deal straight 3d8, which is
80, 16, 24 points of damage.
Whoa.
24 points of damage. Yeah, I just
That's
basically-
quite a lot.
I take out the hammer again, which I've been using as a cane again. Put the head to my up to my lips and say, "Big crump," and
Hold
then basically lift the entire thing up to the sky, where it starts glowing a bit, and then over there something just explodes.
All right, bring the hammer down with crashing force, and you guys actually see a peal of lightning come arcing down from the grey skies above, slamming into the midst of these zombies, and absolutely just exploding the turf and water below them, throwing up watery gunk and mud and rainwater everywhere. As two zombies just get fucking evaporated by the blast of energy summoned forth by your companion.
Oh,
And even the larger one just staggering a bit and then getting back up on his feet. And as it gets back up, you see the sword, it's stuck into its belly. Most likely the thing that originally killed it actually fall out, and then one of its arms just fall off, plumping into the dirt. And dust, smoke and steam actually starts rising from its corpse, but it's still standing.
Also, a non-magical object that isn't being worn or carried also takes damage if it's in the spell's area.
Okay.
So the walls probably also explode.
You guys see a what can only be a mage in red robes with a tattooed bald head stick his face out of the now destroyed corner of the structure that he was using as a home. Who killed my goddamn zombies? It's you! Points at you.
I'm just like, yeah,
Why?
Crump.
What do you mean, Crump?
I kind of look at the other guys like, Crump?
I'm gonna nod at him.
I look back. He looks at you. You can't see the other guys from where he's standing. Who are you talking to?
And as Barnaby nodded me, I just fucking let out like a war scream and starts charging the big guy.
You guys, you're a muttered. Oh, you got to be fucking kidding me! Coming from inside the house. All right, you guys did whole initiative for me. What is Vanguard and Barnaby doing all this?
I was like carefully lining up a crossbow shot on a zombie that is now turned to mist.
Barnaby was gonna run up and throw a javelin, but
Got 7.
I
Good
got
job.
18. I actually rolled well for one.
I got
Good job.
17.
Good job. Okay, so. Right, so. Git, with a shout of anger and defiance and confusion mostly, because Crump,
Crump.
you go charging at the mage. Who I now need to quickly pull up his stat block for because I didn't expect a combat for this actual encounter, so give me 2 moments. Stat block, stat block, stat block. Ah, here we go. Fantastic. The light fantastic. Is there a different thing for him? Oh no. Okay, so. Git. I would like for you to make a willpower saving throw for me, please.
Alrighty. Willpower, so wisdom.
Yep.
That is a 21.
God damn, that is pretty good. Oh, hold on. What's the AoE here? 5, 10, 15. Oh, actually, it'll catch all of you. Vanguard and Barnaby, you also make willpower saving throws for me, please.
Oh no.
Natural 20.
Nice.
What was it? Wisdom?
Wisdom.
10.
10. All right. Mage holds up his hand, and you see a wall of glittering dust appear in front of you, Git, and then suddenly get blown at you in unseen wind and settle across you. And for a moment, you feel a little bit lethargic, but once more, that orcish energy, that drive to be active, to do something, to crump, sees you through it, and you shake the effects of the spell off. Vanguard, you however just fall unconscious as the sleep spell takes hold of you and you start gently snoring through your mechanical gears. It sounds like a wood chipper malfunctioning. Barnaby, your hardy dwarven constitution, on the other hand, says, fuck that, you ain't going to
No,
sleep
magic
now,
can't
and
put me
you
to
are
sleep.
Perfectly fine. Seriously?
Yeah, I'm a Warforged, bitch.
Oh, this
just
is
had to check.
sad. Okay, so no effect on any
I
of you
yawn.
guys.
Never
You
happened
yawn.
before.
Oh well. Zombies are going to move up to come crump you, Mr. Crumpinator. The ogre zombie starts making his way over to you as well. Alright, armor class 17 on that guy, right?
Yes.
Yes. First one rolls a fabulous 14. Second one rolls a fabulous 7. So 2 normal zombies miss. Ogre zombie, let's see if he has better luck. 18! That's a hit.
That is a hit.
That is hit, comrade. Ogre zombie rolls a mighty... Oh, wow, really? 4 points of damage as he brings down his big ham-sized fist. The remainder of his one fist, the other one fell off. And slams it into your chest plate, actually buckling the rusted armor a bit.
Sorry, how much damage was that?
4.
4.
4 points. All right. That puts us at top of the initiative order. Git.
Yeah. Okay. I'm surrounded by all these motherfuckers, so I'm just going to be like, boom, and use Thunder Wave, casting it centered on myself.
All right. What's the total damage on that guy?
Let me roll the damage. Is Oh, they can make a save, which is Constitution.
DC?
DC is 13.
A 2 and a 1, and Ogre is fucking terrible. Okay, so they all fail. It's 9 on the Ogre. How much damage do they take?
They take 10 points of thunder damage.
Alrighty. That is enough to literally pick the Ogre up, pulling him away, and impale him on some tree branches, killing him instantly. Well, killing him again. Destroying him? Destroying him. And how far away are these guys moved from Thunderwave?
They're 10 feet away from you, but the spell's effect.
Okay, that one is flung into a wall, and this one is flung into a tree. And that is them. Anything else you'd like to do?
With those zombies over there, and knowing that I have some people behind me, I'm just gonna charge
Okay.
the mage. Just get in their face, basically.
Okay. That's the mage's turn, and now we are down to whom? We are down to Barnaby, the luckiest dwarf alive.
Yep. I'm gonna walk up in between these two, and then I'm gonna recklessly attack this one.
Alright, you run up to the zombie that's still kind of trying to recover from getting slammed against the wall at high speed. Swing your axe, and what happens?
11.
Is enough to hit a zombie. They're not terribly well known for their evasion.
14 damage.
And 14 plus 10 is enough to dice this little zombie. You cleft him in twain.
And then I'll
Anything
attack
else you'd like to-
this zombie.
This one over here. Alright. Go for it.
20. Not natural.
Okay, that's it. Roll damage for me.
9.
9. However, the second hit on this one, not quite as strong as the first. You chop off one of the zombie's arms, literally disarming it. But it's still a zombie, and it doesn't really care because it can't actually feel anything. But
I
it's
don't-
still standing.
I'd also like to shout towards the mage. Are you the one who's causing this storm?
What? No, I'm here for the dragon! Why are you killing my people, you assholes?
Wait. No crump? And I look back at Barnaby.
Can I do an insight check?
Sure.
See, I'm learning.
Stop, drop, and roll them insides.
11.
Yeah, he seems on the level.
Should I insight him myself? Would Git do that? Would he actually insight a person?
No idea.
Hmm.
Okay, Vanguard, what are you doing?
Oh well, he's behind on
Yeah,
his
thank-
pumping. So
Vanguard, having heard all of this, just runs up and just tries to assess the situation. I feel like
Are you guys gonna call off your arc? Because Letty's still technically charging.
I feel like maybe you should stop this charge.
Look back at Mango. No crump?
Hold off on the crump for now, yes.
No, okay, no crump.
Okay, so you basically skid to a halt in front of him, hammer raised, ready to brain him, kicking up mud, and then don't brain him.
Yeah, I just put the warhammer down and started.
You see, kind of like flinch away from you, expecting the incoming blow. Looks down at his muddied robes, looks at the corpses of his zombies. Great. Absolutely fucking great. Do you know how long it took me to get the permits to make those zombies?
The what? No
The permits to make the zombies!
permit.
You see the
Oh,
tattoos? And he points at his head.
Permit.
Red Wizard, Necromancy. Certified.
Oh yeah.
Do I recognize
Mhm.
any of that?
Sure, make a Arcana check for me.
11.
Unfortunately, not quite good enough. You've heard that red wizards often do have tattoos, but as for actually divining the intent or content of the tattoos, not so much. So, you mind putting away your weapons? Because, kinda killed my guys. Makes me a little bit nervous.
So, no crump?
I don't know what a crump is.
Point down at the, or well, I point at the ogre at the tree and and the zombies around his feet. They crump.
You mean you're
They
killing them?
crumped.
Well, destroying them.
Yeah, crump.
Yeah, don't do that. They're expensive.
No. Well, who make this rain thing?
I don't know. Probably the wizard's tower I've been trying to get into.
Okay.
Are you the leader? Because I don't mean to be rude, but you don't seem like leadership material.
We're kind of a communal effort here. With no
Well,
designated leader.
You're communists?
Well, that would imply sharing of all goods. I don't think we're that far yet.
I literally don't even. I'd invite you into my house, but you kind of blew up one of the walls, two of the walls, my tent, my zombies.
Does wizard need crump?
No, I don't need crumping. Don't try and
No.
crump me.
No. Tower, wizard tower. As a wizard,
Well, there's a dragon in there, so good luck.
but does wizard need crump?
Sure.
Okay.
Barnaby's.
I go past and I go, do we trust this guy? Is there actually a wizard in the tower? I mean, it's a wizard's tower. It would be weird if you didn't have a wizard.
So, what are you here for, Red Man?
Sure, we'll just roll with that. Seems like too much effort. I'm here for the tower.
And in the tower?
Tower, over there. Points at the tower. The one I mentioned when you guys came into the village at the start. The guy over here.
Oh, yeah, that tower. The one with the wizard.
No, it's a dragon. It's not a wizard. It's a wizard's tower, but there's not a wizard inside of it. It's a dragon.
Oh, okay.
What kind of dragon is it?
The angry kind.
The crumping kind.
You see the top, and he points to the top of the tower, and you see that the roof has been ripped off. That's how it comes and goes.
And do you think this dragon is causing this rain? Because that's why we're here. We're not really interested in the material goods of a tower.
He looks at you. How should I know? Look, I just came here to pillage some magical artifacts, maybe perform some experiments that are frowned upon by society, and then go home. Then you came to my house, and then you killed my property again, and now we're here.
Well,
Interesting.
I whisper to Manga, do we crump him just in case? Because we know the thing is here. Oh, I'm gonna go check out that wizard tower. I'm
One
getting
zombie
tired.
starts wandering away, picks up its arm, stands there forlornly like the survivor of a bombing raid, trying to put its arm back in the socket.
Barnaby's gonna start walking towards the mage, and as he's walking towards him, he's gonna make an attack at the zombie in an attempt to intimidate the mage.
You asshole. Roll for intimidate.
11.
The mage arches his eyebrow at you, kind of unimpressed, because the poor zombie was still standing there trying to put his arm back in the socket when you hacked at it. The poor thing collapses. You shearing off one of its legs. What are you, just assholes? You just like come to somebody's house and then just break his shit for no reason?
You wouldn't happen to know anything else about this storm, would you?
Well, it's fucking wet, and you just killed my porter, so now I'm going to have to walk back to Thay, thank you very much.
Okay.
What do you mean, okay? You just,
Well, if you
just
go
walked
back to-
in, and we were talking, and then you chopped him up. I mean, look at him! And the poor zombie's like still, like, kind of just like going in circles on the ground now that it's only got one leg and one arm, desperately trying to get back to its feet, but it's just doing like little snail circles. Look at it!
Well, if he's gonna leave, then if he was casting the storm, I'd probably go with him.
The zombie?
No, you. You said you were going back to a town.
It's a city. It's one of the biggest cities in the world. Have you never heard of Thay?
Nope.
Oh, sweet, merciful Merkur, why?
What's Mercor?
It's a god.
Oh.
Seriously though, did you just cut his leg off for no reason?
I'm gonna step on the zombie's head.
Okay, now you're just being an asshole.
I feel like we may have started on the wrong foot. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Vanguard.
I'm sorry, is this where we all explain tea and crumpets and pleasantries while you sit in my fucking property?
Can I offer you an egg in this trying time? I hold out my hard-boiled egg.
You know what? Sure, fuck it. Just come inside, trample all over my shit. Who cares? And he turns around and walks back inside. He's completely and utterly over.
Good job, guys.
This
I think
group's,
we are turning
diplomatic
around his
overtures.
opinion of us.
I'm gonna give 2 thumbs up.
Yes. Continue the charm offensive. Git, you seem to have built up a rapport with the man.
Oh. Who? Oh, yeah, okay. I don't know.
You should go and talk to him. Maybe enlist his aid.
Hey, or what?
If he wants to get into this tower, we may also want to get into this tower.
Okay.
I'll attempt to
I'd add this
rebuild
point.
his wall.
Oh, okay. Hey, a red man? Yeah, we got told that there's some we need to crumpet in this place. So I thought I would kind of you, which we want crumpet your things outside. So what is this angry dragon thing? Because I think I might need to crumpet for us.
I don't know what crumping is. Nor do I care.
I just make like this
But if you
crushing
would
motion
stop-
with my arm, our arms. So, crumpet, you know, smash,
Right.
kill,
My name
remember.
is Jonah, not Redman. And I think you've done
Hello.
quite enough crashing for one day as it is. Damn well broken my wall, broken my property, and right now, all I want is some tea. And you see he's got like a little stove, oil stove, that's got a ceramic kettle on it that he's busy heating up. Would you like some tea?
No, I'm good. Don't know anything about this angry dragon?
It's green. It's sitting on top of a pile of artifacts that I want. And you just killed the people I was going to... Well, I suppose people isn't accurate. You just killed the constructs I were going to send in to get flush it out. So good job with that.
Okay. It's green, it's angry, and there's stuff there. Alright. Well, at free time. It's green, and I walk out to Vanguard. It's green. We go crumpet now.
Hold on, what was his plan?
Send in these guys?
Zombies
think-
still making like little contrails, like just gradually widening spirals as it's trying to move about.
Yeah, he was gonna send these guys in there. We're gonna do, I don't know, fight it or something. I don't know. It seems kind of poor plan. They seem kind of weak.
I would concur. Maybe go back and offer assistance.
Ask him about the plants.
And ask him about the plants.
He seems to like
Why?
you. How'd they get here?
Maybe tell him that we'd be available to take the place of his deceased assistants.
I mean,
It would let you
just
crump
arrest
something.
yourself.
I mean, he might not be very, he might not be very strong anymore. He seems like he might only be a necromancer. Without his zombies, he could be useless.
So, I mean, you could go ask him yourself. I mean, he's making tea if you want that.
But Barnaby, I think that he may be more open to discussion with you now.
All right, I'll go in. Barnaby's gonna finish crushing the skull of a zombie, the last zombie as he walks in.
Oh my
As he walks
god.
away.
Poor zombie's jaw like cracks under your
Any of
foot.
it just stuck to his foot.
Yeah, there's just like a couple of like zombie teeth just kind of like embedded in the heel of your boot now, where it was kind of gumming you as you ground its face into the ground.
All right, then he's gonna walk in.
Okay, and I'm assuming Vanguard is starting to rebuild his wall.
Yes.
You! What do you want?
I came to ask about the plant set. Wandering
Oh
around
yeah,
here.
just be a complete asshole and then just come and badger me with questions while I'm trying to have my tea. Yeah, that's perfectly normal behavior. You people need help.
Well, that's why we're coming to you for help. Do you know anything about these plants? Do they
You
have anything
coming-
to do with the dragon?
You just purposely killed my...
We didn't kill you though.
What? Are you threatening me?
I wouldn't call it a threat.
I whisper shout loud enough for everyone to hear. Is it going well?
I've already started like walking up this winding road of the tower. Like, what?
Make a perception check for me, Barnaby.
Natural 20.
Yeah, he's not really terribly impressed with you. He doesn't seem particularly keen on helping you at the moment. So you better be in here to pay me for my property you've destroyed.
Barnaby's just gonna walk out the door.
Seriously, just turn around and walk off?
Yep. He's gonna give Vanguard 2 thumbs up as he walks out.
Has he agreed to help?
No.
Okay, let me go in.
Okay, so Barnaby is...
Barnaby's gonna start
What's up?
walking towards the tower to meet up with Git.
Okay. Vanguard, what are you doing?
Greetings, wizard man.
Jonah! Nameless Jonah, not Wizard Man, and not Red
Greetings,
Man.
wizard
Jonah!
man Jonah.
You actually hear a thumb smack his head, and a palm, and some fingers. Pretty much just a face palm.
I believe that the other members of my party are making their approach on the tower. Do you wish to join us in this
Fabulous.
endeavour?
Maybe they'll get eaten. It depends. Are you going to asshole the dragon to death?
I think that crumping may have been suggested.
What is your obsession with crumping?
I don't know, I've not known him very long, but he does like crumping.
So let me get this straight. Come into my house, kill my property, again, break my house's walls, and then ask me to accompany you to fight a dragon. Is that correct?
That's it, yes, that's the gist of it.
And I would do all of this why?
Here's 10 gold to compensate you for your loss. 11 gold.
Is there something wrong with your brain?
I don't think I have a brain.
But that's fair. Okay. Presuming I can trust you homicidal assholes, if I were to accompany you to the tower, what would I get from joining you?
Well, we're only really here to find the cause of all this rain. We're not hugely interested in the tower.
So I would have first option on any magical artifacts that we find inside.
One would assume so, yes, unless you're feeling generous and wish to share them with us.
Ha!
As a gesture of friendship. Much like me giving you this money.
Fine. Keep your money. I suggest we rest for the evening and prepare our spells before we assault the tower.
Okay, I'll have to call back my associates. I believe they're awfully eager to crump.
Good, because I'm not going anywhere until I at least finish this tea. Starts making his tea that is now finished boiling.
I'll go and find them. I go and try and find them.
Right, Barnaby and Git, what do you guys do?
I'm just looking. I'm outside the tower looking at it.
I was going to meet up with Kit.
Yeah, it's at the top of the hill. You see a round tower that's got a cottage attached to it. Both are in relatively good condition compared to the rest of the town. A door leads into the cottage, and you can see several arrow-slit windows that are visible. You also can't help but notice a strange, acrid stench in the air surrounding the tower. You also see the corpses of two hideous giant spiders that are sprawled near the edge of the pathway, apparently dragged there. And the spiders' bodies are bloated, puckered, and blistered, and they appear to have been mauled by a large animal.
Cough.
So, what you doing, Git? Or Barnaby? Or Vanguard?
I was going to meet up with Kit.
Alright.
Do you suppose the dragon killed these spiders?
Yeah.
You guys see Vanguard come trudging up behind you in the rain.
So,
You ready to head in, Vanguard?
The magic red man, he's agreed to come with us if we wait until morning.
oh, well, guess we'll go do some camping later. Let's go
Alright.
to spiders. Also, what the hell's a dragon?
It's a big lizard.
Nah, a big lizard. Man's afraid of a lizard.
It did that to the spiders.
Yeah. And
Big spiders.
again,
Yeah, the spiders are like the
Yeah.
size of minivans.
I ain't afraid of no spiders.
All right.
Unless you're in a spider nest, then do go, because they have the webs and shit. Don't tell no one.
Your secret is safe with me.
Oh, well, I guess we're gonna go spend the night somewhere. Yeah, well, do.
I guess we'll follow Vanguard back.
Camping tomorrow.
I feel like for your safety, we should sleep in a different building.
Oh, Oh, I wasn't gonna. Yeah. But this one, it's right in front of the tower.
Okay. Bear in mind, none of these structures actually have roofs. Or...
Oh, well, I think I have a tent.
It's just these. Yeah, he's kind of like just pitched his tent over the remains of the building to form a primitive structure to hide.
I don't have a proper tent, but I can probably have a cloak or something and sticks, so I can probably just make some kind of cover for the bedroll.
What about you guys? Any of you got tents?
I don't need a tent.
No.
Barnaby?
Nope.
Nope.
I'd like to talk
Okay.
to Mage again, though, before we go rest.
You're, of course, welcome to go and bother the poor man whose property's been destroyed by a raging asshole.
Yep.
Okay, Barnaby, you once more make your way in the room where the mage is currently relaxing with a nice cup of hot tea.
I
You
hear
see,
we be
he's-
working together now.
Don't make me reconsider, dwarf.
Oh no, I'm just here to ask some questions about the local life.
You realize I'm not from around here, eh?
But you've been here longer than we have.
Objectively true.
You know about those chests that are in those rooms? They look like perfect condition, but this place is all worn down.
I'm not aware of any chests you speak of.
You should go check them out. They're in the two buildings to the... That's west, right?
Well,
Yeah.
if you bring them to me, I can analyze them and have a look.
I was thinking you would go and look at them yourself.
So you want me to go out of my
You
moderately
keep whatever's in
dry
there.
home, setting aside my tea, out into the weather, which I would not have had to do had you not destroyed my property?
You don't have to. Could be good things in there. And then Barnaby's gonna walk out.
Okay.
And then he's gonna go into the house with Git.
Barnaby's like, I want those chests, but I don't want to take the risks. All right. Anything else you guys would like to?
Finish attempting to rebuild Red Man's house.
Okay, you rebuild the walls as best you can. Fortunately, the stones stacked together are not quite as watertight or as airtight as the original structure was. Anything else you gentlemen would like to do?
I'm done.
Good. All right.
Yeah.
Then we'll end here for the evening. The next session will take up the following day, where our group of intrepid assholes enter the tower, along with the very hesitant aid provided by Jonah the Mage from Thay. Sound good to you guys?
Sounds good.
All right. So, any feedback, suggestions, ideas?
Nothing really. Nothing comes to mind.
Yeah, all good. Like it.
All good.
It was
All
a
good.
good
Everybody's
session.
good. Good session. Wow, Barnaby's kind of an asshole.
He hates zombies.
But why?
Well, that banshee was undead, so he's kind of like a little hesitant with the undead now.
Wow.
Being
Wow.
trapped
One
in
bad
the-
experience. The whole race is awful.
Yep.
I never took Barnaby for a racist dwarf.
He doesn't like the undead.
Racist. Speciest. What's next? You don't like orcs?
Oh no.
All I'm gonna say.
Yeah, Barnaby grew up on the street, so like he understands most of Git's gibberish because he's heard it from all like the urchins and the homeless people and stuff that are not mentally all there.
There you go. You've been compared to a mentally deranged hobo, Liddy.
Well, that's pretty much what Git is.
Poor Git. So sad. All right. Anything else? Anything you guys want more of, less of? More combat, less combat?
I think it's a good mix. Plus, I mean, we can also influence ourselves a lot if you wanted to have more RP and / more combat.
Oh yeah. Are you guys feeling I'm giving you enough opportunities to chat and do things that are not stabbing things?
Oh yeah.